let's just fly over the Army-Navy game.
Yeah.
Just a little fun.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be quite a daring adventure.
It really did.
So let's deep dive into this a little bit and see what kind of OOO moments we find.
Sounds good.
All right, so the story centers around these two young doctors.
Mm-hmm.
One named Don Eyler and the other was Dr. Crampton.
Right.
And they were stationed at Valley Forge Hospital during World War II.
Yeah, and that's important, because Valley Forge was a very busy hospital at the time, treating all the wounded soldiers coming back from Europe.
Right, so you can just imagine what the atmosphere must have been like there.
Heavy, somber. A lot of serious stuff going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these guys, they were looking for a little escape from all that.
So they decided to rent a plane.
They did just a little joyride, clear their heads.
A joyride in 1944.
Well, yeah, back then it wasn't like hopping on a Southwest flight,
No.
It was a big deal to rent a plane. It took some planning,
It makes you wonder, how spontaneous was this decision, really?
Well, that's a good question. I guess on the one hand, you could say it was spur of the moment, but renting a plane, back then it wasn't something you just did lightly.
Sure.
So maybe it was a calculated risk, to break free from the intensity of Valley Forge.
Yeah, it definitely speaks to their sense of adventure and maybe a little bit of recklessness.
Maybe a little bit.
So they set off in this rented plane, and they actually managed to find the stadium where the Army-Navy game is being played.
They do, and they even get to see a touchdown from the air.
Wow, what a view that must have been.
Oh, I can only imagine, the cheer, the excitement.
Yeah, being up there above it all, and yet so close to the action.
And, you have to remember the backdrop of all this. World War II is raging just beyond the stadium walls.
Right. This incredible contrast between this game, this celebration, and then this global conflict going on. So everything's going great. They're enjoying the game from their unique vantage point, and then, bam, two P-51 fighter planes show up.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Buzzing their little rented plane. Don Eyler himself said, oh, we're in trouble.
Yeah, you can just feel the shift in the mood right there, from carefree to big time.
Oh.
Turns out President Truman was at the game.
Oh.
And there was a strict no-fly zone around the stadium.
Makes sense. You can't have just anyone flying around the president.
No, absolutely not, especially during wartime.
So now they're in a real pickle.
Big time.
They've stumbled right into a restricted airspace without realizing it.
Yeah, talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So what happened next?
Well, that's where the story becomes legend. They managed to escape.
They did.
Adding to Don Eyler's reputation for boldness at Valley Forge.
I bet. I can only imagine the adrenaline pumping as they tried to evade those fighter planes.
Oh, yeah. Fear adrenaline, maybe a little bit of relief once they got away.
It really highlights the duality of their situation. Here they are, these doctors, dedicated to healing, saving lives, and suddenly they're the ones in danger.
Yeah, it's a crazy turn of events.
And a powerful reminder that even seemingly innocent decisions can have huge consequences.
Exactly. It makes you think, would you have taken that flight knowing what they didn't know?
Right. Knowing the risks, knowing how easily things could have gone very, very wrong.
Would you have risked it all for a glimpse of the game?
That's a question for all our listeners out there.
Yeah, think about it. What would you have done?
And that's our deep dive for today.
Until next time.
See ya.
See ya.